We're back for a second half of what has turned out to be a very interesting game here. Sarasota, Denver, the number 3 seed Denver against the number 6 seed, and the number 6 seed seems to have just a little bit of an advantage here. And Denver with the ball in this third, which means that most likely Sarasota will get it in the fourth.
And depending on how the arrow change goes, we'll see how this quarter right here should dictate what happens here in the fourth. But the stamina of Havran not being able to sub, that might come into play here. We'll see what happens. As I said earlier in the game, this will be a battle throughout. And I think Dave Jenkins has really brought a lot to this team and really brought a lot of heart and soul. And there he goes in for a score.
Yeah. But you know what? He did a bonehead turnaround, which happens. Everybody does it. Which they would have had a 3-point advantage instead of 2. But he does show a lot of poise and a lot of veteran skills, and they missed him so much. And so we'll see what happens. But as you said before, we've seen a few upsets. The Division 2 upset that just happened, Minnesota, that beat the Sharp Edge. Anything can happen here. Adam Scataro scores easily.
Well, it's exciting to see when you see the level of play, the parity that you have in a league. You know, when you have teams getting blown out by 20 or 30, it's not exciting for anybody. You know, when you get games that are within 1 or 2 going into the fourth quarter, that's pretty exciting. I mean, I'd rather be on the me as a coach, I'd rather be up by 20 going to the fourth, and you can kind of coast in. But I've also been in those games that we've been down 2 or 3 goals, and you really have to scrap and claw to win the game, and we've been there too. So
12 seconds left, and there's not a lot of time here. Mike's trying to force his way in. They're down to 4. They better do something. Oh, and there's a turnover. He waited too long on that.
There was 1 second left on the shot clock, and
the pass was too far ahead. If it had taken a little more time, instead of trying to force that one, he might have had it. Well, here's a chance for Denver to come back and tie this game up. The turnovers are the key to the game. Oh, nice pass there and chance. Denver scores.
Denver means they're falling back in the key and just trying to play some half-court ball control and see if they can control the clock and see if they can get another turnover here.
Yeah, give them all the way, because you know what, it's interesting, because they were scoring on the long pass. They found Nick quite a few times. So by doing this half-court thing, it changes their whole offensive pattern. And they may be a tough, oh, there we go, score Mike Whitehead. That time, he busted his way in. He's a big man. Oh, look at that. Oh. And there's a turnover going the other way. And by the way, Mike Whitehead, interesting enough, he was the MVP of the Atlantic Sectionals, and there he scoring. You know, goes to show Nick Springer was for sectionals and the playoffs was the best sportsmanship award. I don't know if that's something you want to talk about, but you know, that is.
We kind of kid around with Bob Lujano on our team, you know, that he wins a lot of the sportsmanship awards. I mean, both those guys are super guys. We give them a lot of a hard time, but you know, if you ever read Bob Lujano's website, it's and one thing that Gumby and I have said to Bob is no arms, no legs, no problems. Well, Bob's got that as a quote. Well, we call it the Bob Lujano Sportsmanship Award a lot of times because he and Nick have been known for years for winning all the sportsmanship. And they are great players. I mean, if they hit you wrong, they do something to you.
Oh,
they're the first ones to say sorry.
Yeah.
Super guys. Both.
Yes, definitely super guys. There was an almost turnover there. Nice reaching in. It was a pass that was just left out there too long, but Denver could not corral it, but they did knock it out. Resets the clock for them, and but look at how tight they are. They're all nailed in there, and you know they got to open up the court. They got to open up the court there. They can't allow Denver to do that to them. Okay, there we go. Mike finds the other side. And nice pick by Dave Jenkins, and there's the score. They're up by 2.
It went from being a tied ball game to a three-goal lead here now, and Denver's got to pull something together here.
2 points down, right. Oh, well, there's an easy score. Josh is going to go in. Adam's going in for that score. They have, I think, 2 timeouts left each, and that should be too much of a factor at this point.
No, I think to let the team.
If the players get in a situation where they get caught in the key or they get caught in the half court, in the back court, they can use those timeouts, which can save them from a turnover, which would be a huge momentum change right here.
Oh, there again, Mike Whitehead. His long arms helped that time.
That was a beautiful pass by Dave Jenkins.
He threaded the needle, right?
Oh, he's done that over and over again.
Josh pulls it in, and he glides in for a score.
Back pick here, back pick. Keep him, Nick.
28-29. Denver down by 1. And nice pass, and that's a nice score. He drew everybody to him, Mike, and caused the open player for Dave to find that hole.
They work well together.
They went back from being a half-court offense to trying to play full court. Yeah, some guy is talking about the tired factor there, huh?
Yeah, interesting thing coming from the hover-on bench is you hear them talk about that Nick's getting tired. I think Nick's got a lot of energy. The person I'd be concerned about would be Dave Jenkins with being out for most of the season. Nick's pretty young. He's got some good training.
I think might be a turnover. Did they call timeout? Yep, they did. Sarasota called a timeout. Good move there. They were under a lot of pressure. Almost lost the ball. Pull it back.
13.
Well, I think we should sometime get our cameraman Gunnison Carboni out there on the court and see what he can do. He actually had a chance to play a little bit of wheelchair football, and he saw how tough it was to wheel those babies around and try to catch the ball. So.
Well, not trying to give a shameless plug, but there's something on YouTube that has these able-bodied players playing rugby, and it's not pretty.
Well, I'm glad that we're here as ex-able team. We have Gunnison Carboni on camera in our logistical support booth, and the brains, one of the brains of this operation, Elio Navarro, and Jesse Navarro, who does all the other logistical support and everything else in terms of planning and getting us here. And what a great team to work for. So.
Well, it's great to have xable.com here at the USQRA National Championships to see Division I and Division II wheelchair rugby. There's a lot of people that are at home watching, and around the world, really, for that matter, checking out wheelchair rugby here.
Well, because of the factor that some of the fans, a large amount of the fans are disabled to some degree, they cannot travel that well to a game. So if you wonder why you don't see huge amounts of people coming, we're building the sport. There's a nice pass to Josh.
It's an opportunity to build the sport that way, but I also think that, public perception of what wheelchair rugby is or wheelchair sports in general is if they'd come out and view it as a sport, I think they would actually see the dynamics of the game and take the disability away from it. A lot of times I think people have their own built-in perceptions of what it is. And
ooh, nice pass. Big hit. Nick Springer there.
you get school groups that come in. You get different people that can come in to watch a game. I actually think it would be a viably marketable, money-making opportunity for.
Well, you know what, and I'm surprised. We more media sponsors stepping up, and because this is watched huge amount of hits across, like you said, across the world, but certainly in the United States. huge amount of hits of people who follow this back home. Many teams that are not here, as well as people following their own team that couldn't come. And nice call, nice communication here by Nick. DJ feeds him and he scores. And we're 33-31. And we're 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third. But it's one thing about this sport is that you can't travel as well. I mean, look how hard it was to get everybody here with all the airline issues.
From what
Is that another turnover?
With the cancellations that a few of the airlines had, and I understand that several of the other airlines are going to have some of the same issues going home. It was American Airlines, I believe, on the way here, and I've heard that Frontier Airlines might cancel flights on Sunday to look at their airplanes too. So you're having a lot of people that are having trouble. The other thing that I've heard is they're limiting the number of individuals with disabilities traveling on these regional jets, which you fly into a small city like Louisville or like what we have in Birmingham and even what you would have down there in Sarasota in that area. Fly into a smaller airport with these regional jets. They're limiting the number of people with disabilities, and when you have a player, you have 11 players on your team, and me having a disability. You have 12 individuals. That's 6 aircrafts that you're going to have to fly on if they're making these restrictions.
Are they allowed to do that?
I don't think so, but
I know it's a logistical issue, and I don't feel like on one level it's you don't feel for them because that as a business it's not easy. Sarasota with a chance here to turn over, can create something out of a turnover. Mike got 17 seconds, looks for DJ. Can he find that hole? I better be careful, he's gonna get knocked out. What do we have here?
Timeout.
Timeout, that was close. That was a good use of timeout, but that might be, is that their last?
That's their last one.
He almost got knocked out there, but this was a turnover, so they want to capitalize on it.
We have a timeout, number 18, Black. That's the last one.
Yep. Let's see if that's going to come back and bite him.
1.5 minutes left in this third.
In the third, and how many timeouts does Denver have left?
2 and none.
Right, so they have 2. 2 and 0. 2 and 0. Nice to be sitting next to the scorer's table. We get all the information we need. Get to watch the clock.
Well, that could be the factor. We're talking about timeouts and turnovers and things like that. Well, this could truly be an opportunity for
Denver
if they take advantage of it. But the experience of hover-on, I really wouldn't count that out.
That was a nice score.
All 4 of their players are
They're
experienced.
up 3. They've increased the lead. It's still not enough to say, oh boy, but it's a good way to go. You always want to have that advantage of get up a little bit of ahead and then make them have to play. If you don't make mistakes, you can capitalize, and that's what it comes down to, reaching in there.
One of the things you see Whitehead do is he'll reach a lot. He's trying to do that with Chance right now and trying to get pop that ball out and get another opportunity for a turnover. He's very good at doing that. Quick hands. Tried to pop the ball out, but got called for the penalty. That's a risk you got to take.
Well, you got, what do they say, safe as death? You ever heard that expression?
I hadn't heard that.
I know that one of the times I heard it was with the Lightning before they won the Stanley Cup. That was Coach Tortorella's thing, but I've heard it before that even. But it's like, if you sit back and play defense, someone's going to go run over you.
Yep. Well, you always tell the players, or at least I always tell my players, I said, you want players to make plays. And if you don't give the players an opportunity to make plays, then you're really limiting their potential. I tend to be a little bit conservative.
Oh, there might be a turnover. There's a turnover. Nobody paid attention that Mike was in trouble, and he needed to pick up on that ball, Dave. He had to try hitting, picking up that ball. So here's a chance to pick up on one of them.
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
The whole bench factor, that still could be critical here for the Harlequins. Yeah, they've been able to use with Joy and Jason, and then subbing in with Dave Hosick and Josh Stapin. It's really allowed them to stay a little fresher than hover out. We'll see how the fourth quarter goes.
All right, back to 1 now. Well, that was a 3-point. That was from 3 to down to 1.
Come on, block for him. Last goal, Mike.
That was a good move. They put that ball down because we saw a couple of times where in the last game where they didn't. Philadelphia didn't take advantage of putting the ball down and scored, but then got it canceled. There we go. Score.
6 seconds.
Okay. 35-33, 6.7 seconds in the third. That was good. They didn't leave them a lot of time left. I've seen a couple of turnovers where people have thrown the ball in and they've scored. We saw that there, so got to be very careful. Adam has to be careful. Gets it to Chance. Mike throws it. Oh, I don't know, no time, but at the end of the third period, Denver down by 2, 35-33. Sarasota with the lead, and Rob Rome with Kevin Orr will be right back for a fourth quarter.